Anunnaki.
The first Troodon fossils were discovered in Montana in 1856. Very few have been discovered since then, and the small dinosaur was of little importance to paleontologists until the 1980s when Dale Russell, curator of vertebrate fossils at the National Museum of Canada, made a startling discovery. Most dinosaur brains were so tiny that they didn't even fill their brain cavities. Russell discovered that Troodon's brain was so large that it left imprints on the interior of its skull. Troodon was a very intelligent predator that hunted at night and had semi-manipulative fingers, able to grasp and hold objects and binocular vision. Troodon came from the theropod family and was a cousin to the T-Rex. The animal was around 5 feet tall, under 100 pounds, with a 7-inch long brain. A Stegosaurus, 40 times larger than Troodon, had a brain that weighed about 2 ounces, while Troodon's brain was about 6 times larger. On the scale of intelligence between primitive creatures at the bottom and advanced humans at the top, Troodon placed higher than any other dinosaur and even higher than some primitive mammals. Russell's discoveries proved that dinosaur brain evolution had not reached its peak. Russell also discovered the early signs of brain folding within Troodon, something that increases in brains as they evolve further and further. A great example of this is the human brain. The complexity of Troodon's brain was fast approaching that of some modern-day birds and mammals. Since its eyes faced forward, it had more depth perception and the ability to see things three-dimensional, which aided in catching fast-moving prey. In terms of functional ability and intelligence, a great comparison for Troodon would be to that of a coyote: cunning, fast, agile, and very adaptive. It was thought that if Troodon hadn't suddenly disappeared from the planet, that it would have surely surpassed our ancestors, the primitive mammals, keeping them from further advancement as a species. In 1982, a group of scientists from NASA approached Dale Russell on a project dealing with the possibility of life on other planets. They asked Russell to calculate the odds that this life may be intelligent. As an example to work off of, Russell used the brain-to-body ratios of primitive species on Earth as they evolved through time. Before the disappearance of the dinosaurs, mammals and Troodon had similar body-to-brain proportions. Therefore, both had equal chances of becoming more highly evolved. Given another eon or two, Troodon would have evolved into a super-intelligent life form. Having millions of years for a head start, it would be farther advanced than human beings even are today. Using this new discovery, Russell created the model he dubbed the Dinosauroid. Humanoid in appearance, reptilian in biology.
The eyes are focused more directly toward the front than they are in the dinosaur, so it probably would have had stereoscopic vision, as we happen to. The face is shortened. It has hands which it uses as tools and feeding devices rather than a jaw. The backbone is vertical, the pelvis is rotated beneath it, and it is our feeling, especially in view of the tremendous success of our own species and the bioengineering that it represents, which is the wisdom of millions of years, derived from a creature, incidentally, which was like a shrew and four-legged. We feel that this is a expectable, viable body form in our thought experiment, and it's actually a creature that departed from an ancestor which was bipedal, had a hand that had an opposable finger in it, had partly stereoscopic vision, and indeed the dinosaur looks more like us than our own ancestors did.
It would have feet and hands similar to ours and the skin of a snake. It would have given live birth, as do some species of reptiles today. Since the creature would have no mammary glands, it would regurgitate solid food for its young. Russell came up with the Dinosauroid model by calculating how Troodon's skeletal structure would change over time if its brain were to grow to the size of our own. Russell also speculated that it would have required a navel, as the placenta aids the development of a large brain case. He also thought its language would have sounded somewhat like birdsong. Russell's speculation has been met with criticism from other paleontologists since the 1980s, many of whom point out that Russell's Dinosauroid is overly anthropomorphic. Artists have used these new approaches to the original thought experiment to reinterpret the Dinosauroid, going so far as to create Dinosauroid cave art, which depicts sentient tool-using troodontids and pterosaurs painted using sticks and feathers. Considering that the disappearance of the dinosaurs is still a mystery to modern scientists, and the fact that some prehistoric species of reptile exist even to this day, Who's to say that Troodon wasn't smart enough to go underground and survive the supposed cataclysm that wiped out the dinosaurs? If he did, he would be far more technologically advanced than human beings, capable of mastering the stars as well as deep oceans and caverns of the earth. The idea of a reptilian species secretly controlling the world wouldn't seem so far-fetched at that point.